Do you think comics should be fun? Well, then you're gonna love Fungirl. Hey comic fans, welcome back to Dangerous Comics. I'm your host, Dane Georges, and today we're looking at Fungirl Origins by Elizebeth Pich. Now Elizabeth is pretty well known for her webcomic War and Peas that she does with her collaborator Alex Coons. Here is a little example of the strip, and they've been posting these 4-panel webcomics every Sunday since 2011, so a very long-running duo. But Elizabeth also does a strip called Fungirl, which can be described as Fungirl is up to no good. Fungirl has no job and not so many friends. Fungirl doesn't care. Just kind of this character that's kind of haphazardly going through life, getting in trouble, causing trouble, and just kind of making everyone's life kind of hard. This book came out in 2018 and was published in Germany. I believe that there's German and English translation versions. This is the English version. I picked this up at Quimby's, but like I said, it came out in 2018. And this edition was number 68 out of 150. And I'm just one number away from getting the 69th issue, so that sucks for me. Also signed by Elizabeth, so super cool. You might have seen Elizabeth's work a little bit more now that she has been published by Silver Sprocket. Starting with the Free Comic Book Day comic, Elizabeth started to get her Fungirl strips out into America a little bit more with better distribution from Silver Sprocket. These are 3 of the books that came out after Free Comic Book Day. We've got You Are Revolting. All of them have really cool printing on the covers. There's like these concentric circle bubbles that go with that. Vulva Viking has some cool gloss on the lightning and the type on the front. And then Fungirl book itself has some kind of like text that gets revealed and hidden for the title font up here. So they're doing some really cool print work at Silver Sprocket. Silver Sprocket just has really great high quality comics, really high quality design and print value to their comics. They always add some really great design work to the actual format of the book. But I wanted to kind of look at a little bit of who Fungirl is, kind of looking at before the Silver Sprocket books. I wanted to look at this origin issue that we got from Elizabeth, printed in Germany. It is a little bit oversized. It's a magazine size. To compare, here's more of a traditional comic size. So really cool to see Elizabeth's work at this size, especially since other formats that we've gotten, at least even from Silver Sprocket, have been more traditional comic, zine size, or then the book itself is more a little larger than traditional comic size. Like we looked at the back, we have really cool full cover consideration. We get this corner box with Fungirl, the F upside down, it's like the upside down cross, Origins. We get some strong language and violence. Moving forward, all these other books are 18 plus or like mature, so viewer beware. But awesome cover. I love these colors, and I love like using the top heavy black that kind of goes across both sides of the book. We can come back to this. This kind of actually ties into the end of the book, so I don't really want to give too much away, but I love this desperate looking Fungirl, and then this kind of like holy version of her on the back, kind of as like Mother Mary. And I do think there's something interesting about the Fungirl design. Her little shirt collar, I always thought when I first saw it, it looked like vampire fangs. Like she's got like, because she doesn't have a mouth, so it's almost like those are her fangs under there. But obviously it's just her shirt collar. And this book is cool because we get a introduction to the characters that will continue being in all the other Silver Sprocket books. We have Fungirl herself, Peter, and her roommate Becky. Becky is dating Peter, and Peter kind of ends up like moving in with them a bit because he's dating Becky. In the other books, they kind of explore their relationship a little bit more, but this one actually is like the start of these two dating. And there's just some tension between Becky and Fungirl as they kind of get pulled apart because of this guy. They're roommates, and then now there's someone coming in and messing up the equation a little bit. But we can see where it was created and printed in Germany, and there's like some dark brown, almost like poop raindrops coming down toward them. We start with this strip of Fungirl walking by a bookstore, and she sees in the window that says books for men, and she walks in, she's like, I would like to purchase the manliest book in this store. And this is really cool because this is actually a redraw of like an older, I'm not sure when this original strip came out, but this was the original look of Fungirl, and it's the same concept of her walking by this store, books for men opens, and like, I would like to purchase the manliest book in the store. I am very manly. I enjoy having sex with many people. Sex. No emotions. Very many people. Please leave my store. But also like we can see there's some differences in the approach of drawing and the character design. Fungirl here has the pointed collar, like I was pointing out, that looks kind of like the vampire teeth. Here it's a rounded collar. The hair's a little different. Just overall the drawings are kind of approached a little differently, and black and white versus color. But we can see it plays out the same way. I really like the change of how Fungirl runs out here with her hands behind her, like she's like sprinting out. I think there's a lot of character in this run versus like this leaving, so it's such a great improvement. There's a lot of really good acting and character direction in this one little drawing and what this drawing says versus that drawing. But otherwise, I'm not sure if any of these other strips were redrawn, but I think it's a cool little call out that these did exist in another format prior to being included in Fungirl Origins. We then cut back to Fungirl's apartment. She's watching Golden Girls, and her roommate comes home and she's like dying. She's like, boredom. The boredom is burning my flesh. Even your underwear has gotten boring. She's like looking up her skirt. But she talks her into going to the bar. They're dancing. They're dancing on each other a little bit. There's a little bit of a, like, kind of alluding to maybe that Fungirl has a little bit of a crush on Becky. Are you wearing your strap on? Why? Because it keeps banging against my leg the whole time. It's distracting. Let's dance a little farther apart. Sheesh. But she wakes up, she's all alone. She goes to the table and she sees she has a note from Becky saying, having a guest over tonight, please wear clothes. Throws the note away. And then now she's going to be going out. She obviously does not have a job like Becky. She's just out doing whatever she wants. And she goes to this golf course. She sees these old guys golfing. And she's like yelling at them while they're playing. Why is golf so popular among bankers and lawyers? And what the hell? Because you play in handcuffs. They like chase her down. She steals their golf cart and drives away super crazy and fast. I like these like landscapes that Elizebeth does. There's always like, it's kind of like this nondescript country with like mountains and palm trees. It's very interesting. But she's driving and she crashes through the fence. Whoa, uh-oh, no regrets. I'm alive. Oh no, I can't stop. Watch out. She hits these kids in the sandbox and they go flying. And she wakes up and she's at the hospital. She's like trying to crawl out of bed and she's just hanging over with her butt out. We see that Becky works at the hospital and is coming in to take care of her. And so while she's talking to her, taking care of her, she's like asking how she's doing. And then she's saying, so this guest tonight, I met this guy and I think I really like him. Fungirl's kind of like shocked by that. That's wonderful. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Okay, see you tonight. You betcha. And she just drapes herself back over. And she broke her hand. She's got it in a cast and she's like wondering if she's going to be able to still caress her lady parts in the same way. And she tries it. Ow. And gets up. So she goes out here and now we meet Peter for the first time. And she's going in to bug them as she's like touching their food right after she had her hand down her pants. And they invite her to join, but she has plans and she leaves. So kind of get that building of that relationship that they all have and maybe the jealousy that she's feeling. And she's out back at the park and she says, heh, showtime. And she's like putting poop into this dog bag, tying it up, and then throws it and yells, doggy poo! And sploosh hits this person. Who was that? And then and then runs away. Goes back to her golf cart that she's kept after stealing it. And this person's running after my trusty steed. And she goes, gonna make her escape. And she comes to a stop, enjoying her dastardly deed. And then this lady catches back up. Whoa, now ma'am, let's talk about this like reasonable adults. She pushes her down and grabs some more dog poop and pushes it in her face now. You like doggy poo? And just rubs her face in it. Gets up. Oh my God, that felt so good. Hey, you want to go out sometime? As she's like super disheveled. There's poop all over her face. And I love this little addition that there's like yellow circles that I believe we can assume are corn in the poop. I like the change of like the circle eye. She's crying here. And then the eye is like almost like it's like swollen up around the eye. Kind of reminds me of like an Adventure Time kind of face there. But the poop is just smeared all over. And then we just end on her just lying there. It's interesting how, like I was saying, these like vast landscapes are just, I'm not really sure what the sense of place is. It has a very distinct sense of like loneliness and emptiness. And I like how Elizebeth draws these single clouds. It's just everything's very vacant, open, and lonely. And I think that's where we leave Fungirl alone with her thoughts, with poop all over her face. I love ending on this like quiet moment. You know, I'm always talking about how I like how people play with the format, but I really like how we start on this like intro page with this quiet moment. We have this little character peeking up. This is like Elizebeth peeking up. And then by the end here, she's like fully peeked into the frame and is waving at us, the viewer. And like I was saying, coming back to the cover, I believe we're supposed to almost believe, you know, this is like a cyclical cycle of like, we end on the poop-faced Fungirl and we start with her there as well. She's like getting up in this hellscape and going on to do whatever she's gonna do next. But this has been Fungirl Origins. I really wanted to shine a light on a really great series that I love. It's really inspiring to me, and I think that this series could go a lot of places. I love the Silver Sprocket editions that they've put out. If anything, check out the Fungirl graphic novel. It is an amazingly designed book. It is about 255 pages, so lots of content here. Cannot go wrong checking this out. I think this would also be a great introduction to the character. Everything kind of covered in here gets you up to speed. But I just wanted to kind of look at this origin book as well. These one-shots are also definitely worth your time. If you like indie comics, self-published comics, I'd really appreciate if you check out some of my comics. I do a series called Doomskull, which is about an ex-supervillain that works at a grocery store with his minion Bag Boy. I've got 3 issues of that in print. You can find all of my comics at danegeorges.com. I've also got X-Ray, which is a collection of 4-panel webcomics that I would post online. I also have these 2 black and white horror zines, The Passenger and Sleepless Sights. And my newest zine is Jigglybub, which is about a piece of gum that God spits out and it lands on Earth and comes to life. But thank you so much for checking out the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't, please like, comment, or subscribe. I post a video every Wednesday at 8 a.m., so there's sure to be something for you here if you like this video. You can find my work at danegeorges.com, and all my social media links are linked in the description below. But until next time, remember to think and read dangerously.